Okay, how in the heck did I not know about this game? Well, let's see. It's a PS1 game released only in Europe in 2004 with this cover art, and it was published by Phoenix Games.
My God!
Now, this being a European-only release, I have no way to actually play physical copies of PAL games on like an actual system, so I do have to use an emulator here. And as such, it caused me to ask a question. Is this an emulation bug, or is this game called Silent Iron because it has no music? I mean, it really could be either, but considering what the main menu looks like and who published it, I'm leaning a little towards the latter. So, the big question is this game any good? Well, that depends on your definition of good. You see, the game is incredibly simplistic. I'd say Atari 2600 level simplistic, except I've played rail shooters on the 2600 that are deeper than this. Basically, you just fly straight ahead along a completely flat plane, and all you have to do is blow up a certain number of enemies. They don't really tell you how many enemies you have to blow up, but once a certain number is reached, you move on to the next stage, and you just do that over and over again. The catch is, you have a limited amount of fuel, ammo, and missiles. You could get more by flying through rings, but good fucking luck with that. I do like the way they limit the missiles, though. You see, you can only lock onto one target with your homing missiles. Whatever your cursor most recently passed in front of, that's what you're locked onto. And since your number of homing missiles are so limited, you can't just wildly spam them. You have to very deliberately target each enemy individually, fire the appropriate number of homing missiles, and then move on to the next enemy. You really have to pay attention to what you're doing there, which I do like, because should you run out of homing missiles before you've destroyed all the enemies, and in later stages you will, then you would have to beat them with your regular gun, which is kind of useless, because you see, your bullets are actually too slow to hit anything. Allow me to repeat myself. Your bullets are too slow to hit anything. As such, the only way to really use this is to lay down a nice wide spread over the general area where an enemy is, in the desperate hopes that they accidentally bump their head against one of the bullets you fired and take some damage. I am not even kidding. Again, in later stages, you will need to do this. I've actually run into instances where I've run out of my 999 bullets because I've had to spam them all over the place. And that is the game. You just try to blow up all the enemies without running out of your everything. Over and over and over again. Was there any fun to be had there? Well, kind of, but in a weird way. Playing it initially, it was just kind of meh. I didn't get it. It seemed way too shallow. It wasn't until I sat down and said, okay, I have to be sure before I do an episode on this that this is all there is to the game. I have to strap in, buckle down, and get as far into this game as I can, and took it as a personal challenge, making it to level like 8 or 9-ish, after which I think I was able to safely say, yeah, this is all there is to the game. I have no clue how many stages there are, I have no clue if there's an ending, I'm just going to guess the answer to all those is probably not. I think this may just loop infinitely with an ever-increasing number of enemies being thrown at you, but I can't be sure because I've never made it that far. But it was at that point that I began to actually enjoy this game, because I took it as a personal challenge. No level of jaw-droppingly awful game design was going to get in my way, and in a weird way, working around the game design issues with the bullets that are too slow to hit enemies wound up weirdly becoming kind of fun. So no, I don't recommend this. I certainly wouldn't call it good, though I will admit to having played worse. And there will be some people out there who will enjoy this game, but more as a personal challenge more than anything else.